Hey guys, welcome to my live stream highlights. In this highlight, we're gonna do hair and makeup and probably nails. My arms are so tired from holding them up, putting these in. Today we're doing curl formers. You saw me do wave formers, but now we're doing curls. Hi, welcome in. I can see someone came in, I just can't see who it is, but feel free to chat to me. We are putting in curl formers so my hair can start drying curly, not wavy like last time. And then after that we'll do some makeup, and I've got to change this hand of nails. I've got some fluid art that we're going to put on, and then I have clothes also that we'll get to eventually. I have set up a overlay so the chat should overlay on the screen, but I haven't had a chance to test it yet, so I don't know if it works, but we will find out. There is, I don't know if I said, about a 6-second delay I have discovered between when I actually do a thing and when it shows up in the stream, and I don't know how to do anything about that because I'm not seeing where the settings would be for delay time. So I think that it might just be built in that way, which in my opinion is a little much. Now we gotta switch to the long ones because the longer hair is on top. What do you think? Is it a look? What if I just went out half done like this? Don't think I'll be doing that. That one slid down too much. I'm gonna do it again. These longer ones are harder to manage. Like, look how long this thing is. Hi. Welcome in or welcome back. I cannot see who it is, unfortunately. I was reading that it will announce members but not regular anybody, which is unfortunate because I would like to be able to turn it on to greet everyone, but apparently that is not a thing that this platform wants you to do. There is a 6-second delay from the time I do something till when it does come through in the stream, just so you're aware. I don't know what the time frame looks like going the other direction. I don't know how long it takes after you type for me to be able to see it. I don't imagine it's longer, but hopefully it's not even that long. My shirt keeps trying to choke me out. I like to add a little bit more water as I'm going because my hair is drying also as I'm going. Apparently it's going to be one of those days where I can't keep anything in my hands. So that's fantastic. Is everything functioning on your end with the chat like it's supposed to? Nobody has attempted to say anything yet that I'm aware of, so if it's not working, that might be something we need to figure out. We've almost got all of these curl formers in, and then we can move on to makeup. There we go. Hopefully that'll hold that back so I don't have to put on a bonnet. Let's take our stick apart. So these will take a couple hours to dry. I just swap out the mirror I'm using from this little cat one to this bigger one so I can see what I'm doing for makeup. Fun fact, I used to wear this shirt like as a shirt, and now it's a dress. Let me grab my makeup crap out of this makeup cabinet. Oh, today's the day I need to pick a winner for my airbrush giveaway. So I guess I'll do that here in a little bit. Do you know what the Midnight Monster Club is? It's like this little social media horror fan group. It's free to be in, but they give you like members only loot. Typically it's free, but you have to pay shipping, and so that's cool, but sometimes it's completely free. They made a members shirt, and apparently it's available for pre-sale, and I'm like, I need one of these. Hi, Maria. Welcome. Finally, somebody's talking to me. I don't know why it says my bitrate has dropped a little bit. I hope it's still functional. I'm just trying to purchase this t-shirt, but they're sending me a code to my email, but ain't nothing coming to my email, so I'm like, I am doing well today. I am getting myself together. Later, I'm supposed to meet up with my friends. We're going to play board games, which is always a good time. And people don't do enough because nobody has enough friends for board games. So it's a special event around here. But we're going to do hair. I got these in, so those will dry. I'm about to put on some makeup. And then I'm going to change these nails also. And I've got some clothes over here I'm going to put on at some point. Right now I'm wearing this giant t-shirt. There we go. Also, I'll be picking an airbrush winner today. Apparently, I just got the notification that that's the thing I need to do. So, make sure you entered if you wanted to. Is the chat for you showing up over the screen? Because I don't think it is for me. I think I might have forgot to turn it on. No, it says it's on, but why is it invisible? It is showing. Well, that's cool. I wonder why I can't see it. I was hoping that in the playback when I cut down the footage that it'll be like right there. But I don't suppose that it will. This is the fun part of figuring stuff out. Like, I can see it in the chat box, but not necessarily on the screen, like next to my camera. Though it seems like it's supposed to be there. All right. Let's get started on the makeup. So, I am not one who is fantastic at eyeliner or wings, but what I do have are these eyeshadow guides. And so it's like a sticker, and you put it here, and then so whenever you put it on, it leaves a line, and then it also catches your fallout, which is great. I used to have bigger ones, but when I ran out and got some more, they're smaller, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. But they're hella sticky, so you gotta peel them off delicately. But that helps my eyeshadow look decent. And then I have this, which is eyeshadow primer. You gotta put that on first. That way your powder sticks and stays opaque. If you put eyeshadow on without eyeshadow primer, it just kind of disappears. I like to put it underneath too, because I put eyeshadow under there instead of eyeliner. My eyeliner and the eyeshadow, really, they tend to like run down the cracks of my eyes, and I don't know how to stop that from happening. I am not a makeup expert. I'm a makeup survivalist. I can get by. The only thing about this eyeshadow primer is like it also sticks to your eyelashes, which is fine, I suppose, in the long run, because then maybe it'll help your mascara stay, but it feels really weird. So I like to try and break them up afterwards. I swear I'm not sick, but also maybe I am becoming sick. Everybody I know has been recently. My daughter was sick for days. But I don't want none of that. I ain't got time for sickness. I got stuff to do. Like board games. I try really hard to get these on straight. Sometimes I am successful. If you have to peel it off and re-straighten it, it's not a pleasant experience. But as long as I can get it mostly straight, then my eyeshadow can mostly match. I'm okay with that. I like to start with the black here in the corner, because this is really how I build my wing. And I put it on the bottom. That way, what I put on top can blend. And then this isn't stark per se. But making these two match is also a bit of a challenge. Does that look similar? Kind of. Just blending this black more and more over, trying to make the inside of it look the same, but that's okay, I'll fix it. I think so. Kinda. Alright. My outfit is like black and cream. I do have a cream eyeshadow in this palette. It's the lightest shade, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try and pack it on there. It's probably just gonna look like skin. So I might have to add a little bit of brown or something. I don't know if everybody tries to match their makeup to their clothes, but I do. It just seems like the right thing to do, and I've always done it. So that's what I do. Alright, let's get this little brush. See if we can do some blending. Yeah, I feel like we need to put a little bit of something darker here on these corners because you just can't see it. How about have this like bronzy shimmery one, but I feel like we should kind of stick with the matte. So I guess let's try this brown. That's not terrible. I'm gonna blend it some more, and I think I might just go back in the middle with the cream to lighten it back up. Yeah, I think it's alright. And then what I'll do is just knock all the excess off with this fluffy guy. I think that's okay. Yeah, okay. Peel this off. This is how you get eye wrinkles also. So there's that. And then I got this little brush here. This is how I put the eyeliner part on. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see me do this part, but we'll see. This one is thicker, but I think we might just clean that up with a makeup wipe. It's really because there was already a little bit of fallout there, and I could have cleaned it up first, but I was like, we'll see. I think that's a little bit more even, but I'm gonna add a little bit over here. That's okay, right? I think so. I don't need no more of that. Read this. Do you open your mouth when you put your mascara on? I don't, but I do, like, so, I mean, it's something. I'm also notorious for, like, poking myself in the eye, and then that causes me to squint, which just gets mascara everywhere. And I've got it on my eyelid. You see where it's right there? So the solution for that is going to be letting it dry and then taking a spoolie and flaking it off. But you gotta let it dry. There we go. I ain't got hardly no lashes. I got to work with what I got. And I've got so few on the bottom, there's no point in even attempting to put something down there. And I don't wear fake lashes because I can see them. And it feels really weird. My daughter does, though. She's a professional at wearing them things, and I cannot get the hang of it. Oh, yes. I also have invisible eyebrows. So we just darken them up a little bit. Not much. Here's my little spoolie. I use it for everything. Thank you. Let's see if this is dry enough to flake it off yet. This doesn't feel good, but it's what it is. I think for the most part, it got it. Yeah, it's all right. Now, the thing about lipstick is it's never going to stay no matter what. So, I will probably wait until I'm getting ready to finish to actually put any of that on. And I either like to go with like a really nude or the brightest red ever. And I'm probably going to go for the nudie nude today. I think it's going to match the vibe a little bit better. But it'll be rubbed off by later if I put it on now. I don't really do all the skin stuff. Firstly, because it just transfers everywhere. And secondly, my skin has texture and it just accentuates the texture, which I don't think is a great look. So I sacrifice the splotchy redness. And also, have you ever noticed that my face and my hands are not the same shade? But that is the sacrifice I make to not have to do more makeup than this. I feel like this is enough and it gets the job done. What were we doing? Nails. Let's do some nails. I'll put this away for a while. So, let's turn on this overhead camera. There we go. And thing's always sliding around. Yeah, you can see what we got going here. Let me show you. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit more. So, I made these little fluid art thingies for this week's challenge. I'm in a group where they give us a palette a week. And so I've been making some. This one's the best one. They're not consistent with results. Everyone is different. I've got this whole little pile of them over here that I don't really like that much. But I made a few so I'd have options. I also cannot stop hitting my legs on my desk. And I just knocked down my little sticker. This is from A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's Oh Dude. What is his name? Resand. Where was this stuck at? Somewhere? I'll put him over here, whatever. I have stickers all on this back wall. But sometimes I knock them down with my roguish ways. So, we need to take these off. These are anti-Valentine nails. I made a video about them. It's not going to post for a little while, so here's a little sneaky peeky. But yeah, we got to take it off so we can work on this hand. I also did these. I made the video for this yesterday. They will post like second week of February. Typically, my videos are recorded at least a couple weeks in advance. Sometimes I don't have that kind of time. Both of these are PR. So fortunately, those products came in soon enough that I had time to do it in advance, because I don't like waiting until I don't have a lot of time, because then the pressure is not great for my anxiety. And I got stuff I got to do with my life. And so it's better that I don't have to create free time and I'm able to use the free time I already have for videos, because video production is not quick. Here's my little nails. And put those, I just lost one, and put them in the trash under the desk. Got a little bit of bits left. Let me get those off. This is how I am able to change my nails so often. I use peel off base coat on top of my nail extensions so that I can just flake that stuff off. And then I don't have to change the actual extensions themselves all that often, because that is not an easy task. These ones, you may notice, are extra short. I call them my little baby nails because I broke the middle one. So then I had to cut them all down to make them match. And normally I would just remove them all and put on some fresh ones, but I had just put them on. So if I forcibly remove them now, it's going to be a really unpleasant experience. So I'm trying to stick it out and just have them. And then I buff off any extra polish that didn't flake the way that I wanted it to. This is also a great time for re-crispening your edges if they need it, which mine typically do. But they ain't gonna stay crisp after I put this stuff on anyway, so I'm not super concerned. Just giving a little buffy buff here. That's okay, I think. So this is the peel off base coat that I've been using most recently. Peel off base coat is a lot more expensive than it should be. They're like $13 to $15 per bottle. And I used to typically get like the UNT or the Orly. Then I was lucky enough to discover these. This is ENail Couture, and these bottles are $6. They're a little bit different in the way that they function, but I find that they dry faster, which I like, and they work just as well. So we're gonna put some of that on. I like to do 2 layers, but you do have to wait for it to dry in between, which isn't the fastest, but these do dry faster than those other brands, so it's not terrible. If you want, you can like forcibly dry them by adding air or heat or whatever. And I do have a little heated hand dryer right here in front of me, but it's noisy, and I don't think it takes long enough that it's necessary all the time, because I'm not in a great hurry. We're kicking it. A lot of times I do this part at night or while I'm at work. That way, when I'm ready to go ahead and start my nail decorating, it's not a problem. There we go. And in fact, I forgot. I'm only going to do 1 coat of that one because I have a black peel off base coat that I got from Maniology, and since I'm going to be painting my nail base black anyway, might as well use that. So I'm going to grab it. So we'll put that on after this dries in a second. Now my little nail art things, I made them last night. So they're dry. There's an upside and a downside. So when they have a super long time to dry, they tend to get hard and they can crack, which is not ideal. But if they don't have a super long time to dry, then you have to balance trying to use them when they've dried enough that they're not just going to rip apart. And so you're like waiting. And so sometimes I will make them way ahead of time and they end up super dry like this. So hopefully it goes okay. Sometimes, depending on what kind of time frame I've got to work with, I'll do it and wait for them to dry, but I don't really like that. That's obnoxious. This one's pretty cool though. These are silicone cupcake liners. I prefer doing it on these little silicone circles, and the matte side is the better side because it peels off so much easier. These big ones, they don't have a matte side, and it's harder to peel it off, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna figure it out. Again, I have a crisscross chair. I don't know if you've seen them. I think it was probably like last year. They were everywhere on social media, so obviously I had to get one. They're not the most comfortable chairs, but I tell you what, I love being able to cross my legs in my desk chair because I am a cross-legged lady. Like, I'm one of those people that sit on your legs when you're like on the couch. So having them dangling all the time is not my first choice. Okay, so you can kind of see, which is blurry, that they've gone dry looking. So that layer is dry. Now, when you do a second layer, it doesn't do it the same. It'll look more like when you put a polish on an oily nail and it separates. That's what it does on the second coat. I don't know why. We're going to see if this one does that too. It still works, but it's weird. You be sitting on your legs too. It's the most comfortable way. There we go. I do like this polish because it's a Maniology polish. I think it's in the same formula as a stamping polish, but with peel off additive, whatever that is. And so it's just super opaque with one coat, and I appreciate that. Keep the bulkiness down. But it is quick drying, so you have to kind of work quickly so that it doesn't start to clump up. Yes, that's going well. Chunky looking. That's okay. I'm not left-handed, so this takes some concentration. You may notice that I move slow and it's a little wobbly. This one's the harder one. That one's a little bit thick because it was drying, but it's on there, so whatever. We got them. Let's let those dry. Gotta be careful not to bang them into other things because I do that a lot. Like each other, or my other hand, or just stuff nearby. Not the most coordinated. I've already skint it. And actually, they're cracking. That's an unusual thing. I'm probably going to have to do a second coat then to fill in those cracks. I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe it's not compatible with that other one. But I didn't think that would be an issue. I didn't know that would be an issue. What an unusual development. Okay, that's fine. We'll put on another coat. This ain't crackle. I do have crackle. I have black and white and gray and like 6 shades of metallics. I don't get to use them enough though. I would like to start using them more. I just don't incorporate them into my nail looks. Okay. This thumb doesn't appear to be cracking up too much. It's got a little micro crack around the edge, but I'm thinking it might be okay because I put it on so thick to start with. I'm going to leave it for now, and if it cracks, we'll put some on it. So this is the type of stuff that I do with most of my free time. I change my nails almost daily. I'll just be over here doing my nail things, and sometimes I also listen to my book. The new Fourth Wing book just came out the other day. So I had to stop the book I was working on and get that one out so I can get started on it, and I'll cycle back to the other one. It's part of a different series. I'm waiting for some new stamping plates to come in the mail so that I can do some Fourth Wing related nails that are different than the ones I've already used. I've got some things in mind. You've probably noticed I do a lot of dragon nails. It's also midday. I should probably take my midday vitamins. I'm an old person. Oh, you read it too? Excellent. We're the same romantic-y girlies. I like them. I have Basgiath t-shirt, but I want to get some more, and a sweater maybe. I don't think these two peel-off base coats like each other. That's really weird. It's okay. Whatever. We're going to top coat them in anyway. So first I like to use this one because it's super cheap and dries quickly. And that gives me a nice barrier between it and the more expensive one that I'm going to put on for structural integrity. I do a lot of layers of nail polish, but the good thing about that is it creates a hard shell on your nail, and so they are less likely to break if you keep them painted. Now, technically, yes, I do have extensions on, but they're very thin. And so they do break too, just not as easily as natural nails. I hate breaking a natural nail when I'm wearing them long, because then you have to cut them all back to match, because you can't just fix that. But since I switched to extensions, I can fix broken nails, and that's one of the selling points, is I can change my shape and I can fix it. So I keep my natural nails cut down really short, because when you're trying to remove your extensions from on top of your natural nails and they're too long, it can cause more pain because it's attached more. And then also, if you accidentally break one or snag it and rip it back, that's pretty unpleasant. And then nail damage. You might get the whole thing off and then your free edge be snaggling like you chewed the nail off. There we go. They're looking shiny. You can see the cracks are still there, but that's going to smooth them. And then this next one, Seche Vive, that's a thick boy. That's really going to smooth them. I consume entirely too much caffeine. Right now I have these Celsius. It says there's 270 milligrams in here. Some of the ones I drink have 300, and so they're usually in about that range, but that's a lot of caffeine. And I drink one a day. Now, granted, it does take me many hours to drink it all, but it's not good for you. All right, that's dry enough to put this one on. I try not to paint all over my fingers, but I'm not very good at staying in the lines. So I have a cleanup brush on standby, just in case. It gets lots of use, and it is very frayed because of it. A little bit chunky there at the end. I need that to get with the program. There we go. It's like thick and lumpy, but whatever. It'll be fine. I think the handshakes are partially due to all that caffeine that I drink. Sometimes they're worse than other times, but I'm just so used to it at this point that I'm like, that's part of my life. I'm gonna turn this one off for a minute because the battery only does last about an hour. We'll hop back to this one while we wait for this to dry, because it has to be good and dry before we start trying to apply the fluid arts. I am definitely going to PBE though, because I got a VIP ticket. It's the first time that's ever happened. This will only be my second time going ever. I applied for a press pass and they did not choose me, but I get it. I am a very small YouTube channel, and I'll maybe play again in the future, because that'd be cool. I'd like to get a press pass, be one of the people. I'm going to document it anyway, so there will probably be some sort of live clips, if anything. Probably not long, because it's going to be a lot going on, a lot of noise, and a lot of stuff in my hands. But I am going to document it. I made a little playlist of my first time going, and so I think it'll be similar to that in format, but with a more live action focus instead of nail polish haul focus, because I'm going to try and do better. Last time I went, I bought like 40 or 60 bottles of nail polish, and that's ridiculous. I have way too many now for that, so I'm gonna strategize and try to only buy nail polishes that are not like something I already have. So it should be less of a haul, but still a whole lot of fun, because I'll get to hang out with all the other nail girlies. And I got a meet and greet ticket, which I've never been to that before, so I'll go and have like a little dinner, I think it is, with the nail polish makers, which seems cool. Rub some elbows, you know. They seem like they're getting to a dryish stage. They're not sticky, but they do feel resistant, I'll say. Like, they're not the smoothest, but they're dry-ish. So like they could probably still take some damage if you put pressure on it, and it's not that slippery because it's not super dry. It's still letting the fumes out, but it'll get there. These cracks are bizarre. No, I can't show you because I forgot to turn that one off. Yeah, that's really unusual. I'm gonna have to do some experimenting, and I have to imagine it's because that base coat and this base coat are not the same formula. I've never mixed two peel-off base coats. I usually just use one, but I forgot that I had a black peel-off base coat because I haven't had it very long. Let's see. So I have the Orly Bonder base coat. That's what I like to use to stick it on. Got my little crane scissors. Tweezers. Just never know what you're going to need. Okay, let's strategize. So, I definitely want to use this one because I like it. I definitely want to use this one. I might want to use this one. I kind of like it too. This one I think is pretty cool. I kind of want to go with this end here, but I'm not sure how I want to use it because it's kind of unusual. Some of these are going to have clear spots because I used a clear fluid art polish to make windows, but I just don't know what they're going to look like, but that's why I chose the black base. I don't really love the way this one came out, unfortunately, so I don't think it's one of my winners. This one's okay, but it doesn't have windows like I would like, and I think I would probably go for like this area up here. And then this one I hated, so I peeled it up. And then this one's kind of terrible. This one's, I feel like it's too red and white for me. I like if I could incorporate this section, but there's like this ugly area that I don't want. So we'll save those for last resort. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We might can get this one to become 2 or 5. I'm going to try and peel this because these are the ones that are harder to peel because they're the one that doesn't have a matte side. Like you can kind of hear, maybe you can hear the cracking. We're doing good. Yes, we got both of those off. This one should be okay to peel up because it does have a matte side. Yeah, you see how easy those peel? I need some more of these. And then this one is going to be a bit of an interesting peel because it's on this unusual shape. Look at that. Ah, don't break. I mean, the little leggy things, I guess, can, because I don't need those, but there we go. Okay, I think we did a decent job getting them off of there. Let me break these legs off because they are really just going to be a problem. Not so bad. And then peel this one up. It's got a spot that's, yeah, it's breaking. I'm not going to use all of that anyway, so it's fine, but pfft. Okay. All right. I think that's enough to work with for the time being. Let's decide how we want to distribute these fellas. Maybe use this one over here. I'm gonna rip that off. Because I'm thinking like here. And then I trim off all this extra because the more excess you have, the more excess you have to clean up. Let's see. Yeah. Let's peel some more off of the top of here. I don't need it. Yeah, kind of like that. I think that's okay. And then just get us a coat of this on here. Yeah. Then we just mold it around the nail as best we can. It does help that not only does the base coat create something sticky for it, but it also kind of re-moistens the polish so that it is a little bit flexible and you can kind of get it to bend around the nails. Sometimes it still won't, especially if it's like a thick piece and it can crack, but it's not bad. We're doing okay. I like to try and push it down around these curves as best as possible. Try to stay in the camera so you can see. And then see if we can't get this cuticle pushed down and cut off the extras. Got a little bit lot extra down here on the end. It's okay though, because we can clean that off. So here's where we're gonna need to get our cleanup brush involved. I have to melt these edges a bit. Excuse me when I get quiet. I have to stop talking to concentrate. And then I just like go up under here to try and clean up any of that got shoved underneath. It's not perfect. Like the cuticle area could be a little bit nicer. Let me see if I can clean it up a little bit more. I only actually just learned how to even do this a couple weeks ago, but I've been doing it a lot since then, so I can get my practice. It's okay, I think. And of course, once it's sealed in, any creases and stuff that are created from shaping it around the nail, they'll be just fine. Which one do we want to do next? Maybe this one. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to cut off the wrinkly bits. All right. Now let's look at this thing. So here's what we have. How do we want to orient it? I wish I could get this part in here, but it's just so far on the edge. But maybe like that part would be cool. You know? I also like that. I could do like a across the way situation. But I don't think I want to. I want to kind of go up and down with it. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best bet. Let me curve this top a little bit. I can feel it cracking when I'm pushing it down the sides. It doesn't love that. But that's okay. Cuticles are not clean. It's like they spread, because like when I was going around them, melting them down, they were all together. But then this thing starts to spread out, and I'm like, I did not have paint up here earlier, so what now? And then I gotta clean it up. Like, it don't make no sense. This black peel off base coat that we put on way earlier is now up here where it was not. But this is just one of the things. It's one of the fun parts is like this abstract nail art. You really never know what it's going to look like because you can't pour it to look like anything on purpose. It looks like what it looks like. And then applying it to the nail could completely change what you thought it was going to look like. But that's all right. It oftentimes, at least for me, the colors, the way they blend together, will end up having it not match the palette, which you'll see what the palette looks like when I get photos, because I'm going to include that. But yes, I'm still a beginner, so. Okay. Now this one definitely has windows, and so I think that's cool. I want to use those. But how is the question. I could attempt to get 2 nails worth out of it, or not. But I kind of feel like I want to, because I could do like this one down here, and then this one across here, since I do like it so much. I think that's what we're going to try and do. There we go. Sorry, it's blurry. The camera doesn't like to adjust height on its own. I don't know why it's so terrible. That one looks pretty good, I think. It's weird, again, where I had to make this crack, but I like it. And it's like these little black, where I made the windows, almost looks like pits to another dimension or something. Our other bit. Now, do we want to go this direction? I kind of feel like we do. This red polish that's underneath is just like bleeding everywhere, making my finger look like it's red. Can't say I love that. I mean, it'll wash off, but ew, in the meantime. Okay, so here's what we've got for that one. It's not bad. We could attempt to do a patch job across the end with some of these flakes. Like here's one that's small enough that would probably go on there pretty easily. Well, I lost it. But like, it's also kind of not necessarily going to work, because you would have to melt it on there, and it's not like it's gonna match. I guess I could put that. Let's try it. I kind of just need to let it hang out there until it dries. Here's what I've got it doing. There you go. So like it's okay. Like it does kind of cover it, but it's hanging on for its dear life, and so it keeps trying to shift around. And then, like, we want to keep those windows, so I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to take some more off the top, because it's too pointy up there. Yeah, like that. If we started right there, we would only need till about right there. I'll leave it a little bit long, though. So, like, that. I'm thinking if I can get it in here, maybe I've even cut the cuticle well enough that I won't have to do a lot. We're going to try it. I think we did do the cuticle well. Look how nicely that's going on. Not having to clean up is certainly a win. Maybe one day, if I get good at this, I'll be able to cut them out in the actual shape that my nail is. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe. So that's kind of what we got here. I'd say that one actually came out pretty well. One of the best ones overall, in my opinion. What do you think? I'm trying to squish these little lumps down a little bit. I'm going to have to clean up these fingers, and I just do that by getting some some acetone on my cleanup brush and just like rubbing it on there. Okay, let's have a look. Not bad, huh? I think it works better when I show you this way at this height. It's focused for. Yes. I think it's a pretty decent job. Now, we don't want to ruin this, so we have to smudge free it. We'll use the Maniology Aqua Topper. Let me get these items out of the way. If you just go in with a gel top coat, it won't melt it. It'll be fine, but I am using regular nail polish. And really, if you wanted to go in with a gel, you'd probably need to wait a few hours. And by then, you might mess up your work. Thank you. Have you attempted this yet? This nail polish, nail art business. Had I not joined that fluid art nail group, I probably would not have figured out how to do this in the first place, because I've been trying to figure it out for ages. But then also I wouldn't be doing it as often because it is such a obligation. It's an ordeal you go through. They're very cute though. And I like the abstract nature. I like that you just never know what it's going to come out like, and no two will ever be the same. So that's part of the fun. Now this aqua topper is going to take a minute to dry. It's a slow dryer because it's a water base, just like peel off base coat. So we're going to give that some time, and I'm actually going to turn this top camera off like we did earlier so it can charge a little bit. You should try it, and I definitely want to see what you come up with. I'm going to do some more experimenting too, because I've read that silicone oil can be used to do this, and I have some, and I've tried to use it, but that was back before I understood how to even do this part. So I'm wondering if now that I have more of a comprehension on the technical side, if I can translate that to making it work. Because if you can use silicone oil instead of having to buy fluid art polish, it's going to be a lot more cost effective. I only have black, white, and clear fluid art polish because I don't want to pay for a bottle of specifically fluid art polish in all of the colors, especially since they're all creams. And I like to incorporate shimmers and glitters and that kind of stuff, which I did. Though, I don't know if they work as well. And they say that using a really liquidy, runny polish is going to get you your better results. And I think that's true. Because I use a lot of Orly, and they're thick. They're opaque polishes, and I don't think they as much. And so I think using a runnier consistency polish would be better. I've heard that it's not Valentino. It's the one where that guy yells a lot. He's like, oh my god, this sale, meh, 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 meh. Right? You know what I'm talking about? I think it starts with M. Anyway, they make acrylics. I've heard their polishes are liquidy, but I don't have any. I do, however, have a ton of Savvyland polishes, and I feel like some of them might have been liquidy, but none of them are creams. And I haven't experimented with them, so it is something that I do need to do. I know that I do have polishes amongst my variety of collections that are different consistencies just because of their formulas. But I don't offhand know which ones are going to be thicker than others. And generally when I'm picking my polishes, I try to match it as closely to the palette that I'm using, that I'm not picking it by consistency, because then that's going to cause deviations. I think those experiments are going to be better done not in accordance with the palette and just like on practice mode. I feel like the top coat on this thumb is like a little peely on the edge because, like, hear that? It's gel. I'm not a gel girly, but it's a PR thing, so they're cute. They'll end up coming off soon. Put something else on because I'm always doing stuff. I think also what I will do is once these are dry is go around like the edges with the buffer because they're a bit rough in places from where I had to like melt the edges off. That'll be fine. And you can also just turn this into a background. So like, let's say you've got these nails, but then you want a nail stamp on top of it or put some other decorations. You absolutely can. I tend to have plain backgrounds behind my nail stamping because I'm here for the nail stamp, not making a fancy background. So I want to put more effort into doing cool backgrounds, but I'm like, how do I keep that background from conflicting with the image and making it blend in? I am no artist. I am certainly not an art expert. I'm a nail enthusiast, a nail obsessor. I might take these out while we're here if it's dry enough, but I don't know if it's been long enough. I will show you my outfit though. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit before I put it on because there's leggings involved, and that means I'm gonna have to like get a hold of them, and doing that with freshly wet nails, it's just gonna cause them to wrinkle up when you put the pressure and it tries to slide. That's one of the downsides, so you gotta wait a while. I was gonna put all that stuff on before, but then I'm like, why do I want to sit around the house all dressed and then be doing art stuff? I'm like, that don't make no sense. I think those are covered pretty well. Look at my acetone pot. It's like super pink. Yes, I think it looks good with the plumping effect. And I may even do a second layer of top coat because you can see these light lines are still kind of like, and it's because these things are textured, and nail polish, you know, it dries down like saran wrap. So I might let it dry a little while and then put on some more just to give it that magnified thickness because I think that's pretty. And I definitely might need it after I do a little buffy buffs on the sides. Yes, very good, very good. I think we've done a good job on the nails. I don't know if you had to like guess what the color palette was. I don't know that you could because they seem so unrelated. And this one seems really red. And yes, there was red in it, but there was also blue and semi-brown and like a sandy color. And I tried to use mostly light colors, but that red is just so strong. It takes over everything. I'm waiting for the spring Orly Color Pass box to come in. They shipped them on the 15th, but it's been sitting in that same waiting for a package status since the 15th. And I'm like, could you put it in the mail so it can come on? They're quarterly, and they give you 6 polishes, and it's amazing. Orly's a good brand, and I like the little surprise that it is because you don't know what it's going to be. Now, they were $36, which is fantastic for 6 big old bottles of polish, but They recently put out a little notice that they're raising the price. So if you already are signed up on the lower price, you get to keep it. But people who sign up for the new price will have to go for the higher price. And I'm like, ugh, good thing I'm already on here because I really like it. And it's a great way to build your nail polish collection without it being too frequent. I feel like monthly boxes, the issue is you're never going to get through all that. I'm never going to get through all of this. So quarterly is good. But I make videos out of them. And I want to see what we're going to be doing and get to it. Because that is a February video. I have no patience. I always want to know what's in that box. I wish Orly would do an affiliate thing with me. They're my favorite nail polish brand. I'm like, hey guys, I'm over here promoting all your stuff. Give me a discount code or something so I can pass that out too. Let me show you my getup. Is this cream colored sweater dress. So that's what I'm going to put on today. And I've got these thick black leggings and are these not the cutest boots you have ever in your life seen? I'm not even a cowboy, but I am for these. I'm a boot girl. I have so many pairs of boots. I love them. I have 2 pairs of tennis shoes, but I have like 6 pairs of boots. I prefer them. It's boots and house shoes for me. Flip-flops in the summer. Or naked feet. That's my real first choice. Yeah, I'm going to be putting that stuff on. Those boots are also the kind you got to pull on. There's no zipper, so I definitely need my nails to be in a trustworthy state for that. But more top coat will help with that. Or using like a glitter grabber. My qualms with glitter grabber top coats is they are not transparent. I don't know why. So like they're see-through, yes, but they're not clear. They're usually slightly opaque, and maybe when you put it on the nail you can't really see it, but I'm afraid that what actually will happen is it will slightly alter the color or make it look slightly foggy, especially if you end up doing 2 coats. And so I just don't ever use it, even though I have some and I need to use it. That way I can really learn how it works. Because for all I know, it turns clear when it dries. Who knows? I do have some, so maybe I'll give that a little experiment. We'll see. Come here, cat mirror. Let's see if we can assess where we're at with the hairs. So these bits that are sticking out are definitely dry. I don't know if these inside bits are though, because some of them I know were thicker than others. What time did I put these things in? A squad of teenagers has just showed up at my house. One of them is mine. I heard her say, "Mom." But now they went in yonder. I can hear them. My concern is if I pull these out now, it's not going to be dry enough. And I can't exactly just put it back. I don't need to leave my house for a little while either. I'm going to leave it. That's what I'll do. I'll leave it in for a while. So we won't take it down during this. But I mean, I intend to take photos today because I'm going to be all gussied up. So you'll probably see those everywhere as you do. But I guess that's it. I mean, we've done all the things. I can't think of anything else that we could do at this time. Everything else is a waiting game. So, hello, Stacy. I see you. You've come in right here at the end. We did the hair prep, we did the makeup, we did the nails, we talked about the clothes, and I can't really do anything else for a while, so we're gonna wrap it up. But thanks for coming, and thanks, Maria, for hanging out with me all this time so I had somebody to chat with. We have a good time here sometimes. But I'll get this chopped up and get you some highlights, so if you did miss it, you can roll back through there and catch the chatty parts, even though it's just chatty. So thank you again for coming. I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream or membership. We'll see you around. Bye.